Typhoon in FA, known in the Philippines as Typhoon Fabian, is an active tropical cyclone in the East China Sea, threatening China. The ninth depression, sixth tropical storm and third typhoon of the 2021 Pacific typhoon season. The system was first noted by the JTWC as an area of low pressure, located east of the Philippines on July 14. Favorable conditions helped the storm to intensify, becoming a tropical depression 2 days later and a tropical storm on July 17, being assigned the name in FA by the JMA. Located in a weak steering environment, the system struggled to organize under dry air and moderate wind shear before organizing further. It continued to move mostly westward, strengthening into a typhoon and deepening quickly. The storm struggled to organize itself significantly due to continuous dry air intrusions on the preparations for the system. The JMA issued wave and sea warnings on the southern portion of the Ryukyu Islands. Many other watches and warnings were put in place for various other Japanese islands as the storm intensified and grew closer. Schools, marine events, and other activities were cancelled in Japan, and over 16,000 people were expected to be affected in the main island of Japan alone. Other warnings were put in place in the Philippines by PAGASA. Taiwan issued many rain and sea warnings, with damaging flooding and landslides being of main concern for the island due to the presence of mountainous land. China issued typhoon warnings for its eastern coast, and closed down various buildings and activities. Many sea vessels have been evacuated, along with nearly 1 million people. In FA caused rough waves along the Japanese islands, along with torrential rainfall and high winds, highly damaging and downing many structures. One has been reported dead. The Philippines experienced flooding due to heavy rainfall and some winds. 2 deaths were reported in the country. The storm has exacerbated and played a part in starting the 2021 Henan floods, killing at least 58 people and dealing upwards of 82 billion yuan. At least 5 are missing. If these damages are put in within FA's total monetary damages, it would beat Typhoon Lekemar of 2019 as the costliest typhoon to strike China. At 6 o'clock Coordinated Universal Time of July 14, the Joint Typhoon Warning Center sees surface temperatures and good equatorial outflow due to a favorable configuration of a upper low over the western part of the mainland Japan and a tropical upper tropospheric trough to the northwest. Later, it moved through an area of moderate shear which made the system's LLC broad while moving west-northwestwards. The wind gradient slowly became conducive for the disturbance to slowly intensify. At 20:30 Coordinated Universal Time of the next day, the agency upgraded the system's potential trend of intensification to high and issued the disturbances tropical cyclone formation alert. At 00:00 Coordinated Universal Time, the Japan Meteorological Agency upgraded the disturbance to a depression, followed by the PAGASA's designation of the system as Tropical Depression Fabian as it was now inside of the Philippine area of responsibility, being the 6th tropical cyclone in the region in the season. 3 hours later and the JTWC at 9 o'clock Coordinated Universal Time. Located in a complex steering environment, the storm resembled a monsoon depression at that time while moving slowly northwestwards before turning northward, both steered by the western periphery of a deep-layered subtropical ridge to the east later. A pocket of dry air from the western semicircle and upper-level westerlies disrupted the system, with the LLC becoming broad and exposed while slowly and steadily intensifying, with the evidence of cooling cloud tops. In addition, the depression was being moved northwestward by a compound monsoon gyre pattern and at the same time, a near equatorial ridge before being guided by another subtropical ridge to the east of Honshu, still caught under a weak steering flow. 4 hours later, the PAGASA further designated Fabian to a tropical storm and being followed by the JMA at 1800 Coordinated Universal Time. That day, being assigned the name in FA. The JTWC did the same at 3 o'clock Coordinated Universal Time on July 18, with the storm remaining slow in motion due to now weakening westerlies. The PAGASA, meanwhile, reported that the system further intensified to a severe tropical storm at that time. Although the low-level circulation center remained exposed while moving to the north-northwest, animated multispectral imageries on that day revealed a well-defined LLC with a symmetric area of large convection on the western edge and further on the central core. The large size of NFA, with the continuous dry air entrainment, together restrained the system's rapid development over the warm waters of the Philippine Sea. However, as the storm continued its trajectory towards the Ryukyu Islands, the curved banding of the system further consolidated on its and a microwave eye feature started to emerge. At the same time, the system began to take a northwest track before move